What's up, everybody? Welcome to Perinanigans, unfiltered
That's
and
it.
unedited. I'm not editing this, girl. You know that. Whatever gets said it's on the books. Okay, that's what's happening. Everybody, if you were a listener or watcher of Mystical Aunties, you might already know who Brandi Holmes is, and if not, lucky you. Today, you get to spend some time with me and one of my favorite humans. Did we meet in 2014 or 2013? Do you remember?
2013.
2013, right? New York City.
I'll never forget it.
Because I remember where we were. We were at a
Me
person's
too.
house.
Yes.
We at the time we knew a person who actually lived in one of these apartments in New York City. That's like the apartments in TV shows. The apartments that you're like, ain't no way these people with those jobs are actually paying for that. And so this
1,000%.
person's home was like the gathering place for so many people. I actually met so many people at that house.
Right.
Many of whom I'm so connected to, none of whom still stay in touch with my ex, who's the whole reason I even knew the person who had that apartment. But what a great blessing of my life to know Brandi Holmes.
Yay.
Brandi Holmes and I are approximately 1 month and 5 days apart, born in the great year of 1983.
Woo woo.
Brandy's a Leo, shares a birthday with Miss Whitney Houston herself.
Oh my gosh. I believe the children are our future.
Apparently, the second part, treat them well and let them lead the way. Really not happening up in here.
I'm hanging that part back. We're still working with the young people. They're doing great things, though.
We're still working. You are, though.
Yeah.
But listen, so as two perimenopausal women, we talk about it all the time. And Brandi texted me one night from her peritus interruptus.
Right. Strong peritus interruptus.
As some of you may be familiar with, that's when you just wake up in the middle of the night and you can't sleep.
It's the witching hour.
It's the witching hour.
It's the night when the perimenopause coven gathers.
And when she said peritus interruptus, I was dying. And then a couple days later, I texted her. We pulled up the text. Oh, damn, I scrolled up and then I lost it. Give me a second. What did I say to you? Oh, I was telling you that I think I'd entered the stage of night sweats.
Yes.
And you what did you call that? You called
it peritus sweatinorium.
No, you did. I didn't say that. Did you?
No, you did. You said, what do we call those? You said peritus sweatinorium, and I said peritus moistrodamus sweatinorium, to be precise.
Moistrodamus.
And then we said peritus. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
Okay, then you said, can we share this with people? And for our peritus experientius fellows. And we said, exactly, patent pending. Please do.
Moral of the story, don't take us anywhere. This is not meant to make sense. It's not even meant to be helpful. We just wanted to talk some nonsense about perimenopause. So
just some yapping.
Welcome.
Yes, some yapping.
We're going to record this whenever we feel like it, post it on YouTube whenever we feel like it. There's not a schedule. There's not a website. This is really just two friends shooting the shit about something that's highly relevant in our lives. So
that's exactly
what was
right.
Brandi has a plan for us today. What are we doing?
I do. I have a plan for us today, and I'm so excited to be able to do this with you as two women folks who is dealing with the peritus experiences right now. So yes. And of course,
fellowship. We're early on in the fellowship.
We are. We're early on in the fellowship of the coven, and so we've gathered, to really be with one another in this experience. But listen, I know you said that it won't be helpful, but there's something about each of us that even when we're not trying to be helpful, it is still helpful. So I
didn't
think
say it won't be. I said I don't know if it's gonna be. That's not the point.
Right. Oh yeah. Okay, got it. Yeah. We're not coming in here with this like, oh, the vision of this is to change the perimenopause experience for over 5 women.
To giggle, laugh, maybe discover some things. Who knows? We'll find out.
That's right. The journey. What is it that they say about millennials? Elderly millennials love a journey, and that's what we're on.
We love a journey. Everything's a fucking journey up in here.
We're on a journey. So our
Jamie.
plan
Okay.
for our plan for today, because in true, right, we do share a Virgo-ness, right? So in true Virgo moonness, I was like, okay, we got to have a little something that we're gonna do, and it came to me in the 3 a.m. the witching hour, right, when we're all awake. Okay, everybody with the peritus experiences interrupt us. We're up at 3 o'clock. Okay, I don't know what it is about 3 o'clock, but it's almost like some kind of horn sounds, and it's like, and we like all like rise. We're like, we are now alive. We are ready for whatever, like it's a calling. You know what I mean? Like you wake up, you get
Listen,
on like threads or whatever else, and people are like, hey, perimenopause, hey, peritus fellowists, are we all awake right now? The coven has gathered. So that's what happened.
this is
That's what I got for us
is
today.
gonna as you I'm gonna say bequeathed me this phrase. This is gonna this is gonna lower my social justice score a little bit. But what you just said reminded me of when I was in Egypt in 2024. We were there during Ramadan. And around 4 o'clock in the morning, one of the announcements, like, as they would start, like, telling people, like, it was basically the version of the Chappelle Show Wrap It Up box. It was like, all right, go home, stop eating, stop drinking, like, the sun's gonna come up. Like,
Yeah. Can I tell you what I thought you said? I thought you said bequeathed at first, and I was like, wait a minute. Or is that a perimenopause? Is that a perimenopause symptom? Are we bequeathing now? Oh man!
But that's why I use the word, because to me, bequeath is a hilarious word, because we have the word queef in the world, and it's very underused.
Well, 100%. And I was going to say, maybe we should just let people know that bequeathing is now one of the new perimenopause symptoms to look out for. So it might be. You might be bequeathing, queens. And I say that for all folks who may be experiencing this. Queens with a KW.
All right.
Okay.
What's the plan, Virgo Moon?
Okay, here's the plan. So the plan is for today is that I'm going to describe, is it perimenopause or is it whatever? So that's the whole idea. Okay, so it could be perimenopause or whatever medieval ailment I can kind of come with, right? That's what I'm doing today. Okay. So
in the name of Moisturadamus.
In the name of Moisturadamus Sanatorium, today's segment, Thomas, is this. Today's segment, Thomas, is this. Is it gout or is it perimenopause? Okay.
And luckily for everyone, I really don't know anything about gout, so I have no baseline.
Right. And so really, okay, right, Elizabeth really is coming into this with no sort of knowledge whatsoever about it. And also, let me tell you the inspiration behind the gout, right? Because I could have went with a lot of things. I could have went with typhus. I could have went with cholera. I could have went with typhoid. All of the things that you had to deal with when you played Oregon Trail on the computer when you were in elementary school. I could have went with any of those ailments, but I chose gout.
Get why Brandi Holmes is one of my favorite humans on all of planet Earth.
Well, let me tell you why I chose gout. Okay, so if anybody in the 90s recalls King of the Hill, fantastic television show on Fox Network, we won't hold that against them. But anyway, there's a reboot of King of the Hill. There's 2 new seasons available, and Bobby Hill is now a 21-year-old adult. He's got a restaurant called Robata Chan. I'm not going to go into it because I could do this all day. But so because of the reboot, I went back to watch one of my favorite episodes, which is where Bobby Hill discovers there's this Jewish delicatessen inside Arlen, Texas mall. Okay. So he goes in and he's like, oh my God, a New York deli. And I'm assuming it's a Jewish deli because the guy comes out like, I got kishka and all this other kind of stuff, right? Yeah. So it's like, oh my God, a New York deli in Arlen. He's like, kishka, verblach. He says all these words, right? Like he got like mackerel and pickled herring and all this. He is jazzed. His parents are not so much. So anyway, Bobby Hill sneaks back to this New York delicatessen while he's supposed to be going to football practice, and he consumes an extreme amount of organ meats, okay? And Bobby Hill develops calcification in his big toe, and he gets gout. And so his dad thinks he has turf toe from going to play football. But it turns out he goes to the Arlen Health Clinic and Bobby Hill's got gout. And so Bobby's supposed to stop eating all these organ meats, but he doesn't because he doesn't want to go to the middle school dance. So he keeps eating these. Oh, it's a whole thing. He keeps eating all these organ meats. Eventually, he has to use a cane and a rascal. And he goes to the dance eventually. But the point is, I was like, gout, Bobby Hill, we got to talk about it. So that's how we got here.
Love this origin story. Thank you so much. All right.
You're
so
welcome.
load us up. What are the symptoms?
Okay, you ready? So here it is. We're diving in. And I also because of, we go down rabbit holes, I've got some science behind this too. So we're going to learn, everyone today will learn about gout.
Someone does. That's never going to be me.
We're going to learn something about gout. We're going to learn something about perimenopause. Okay, here we go. This medieval disease, which is very common today, I've learned. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Is it perimenopause or is it gout?
Okay.
Waking up with a hot, throbbing big toe. Is it gout? Or is it
gout?
I'm sad to say it's perimenopause.
What? It was you set me up for that with the Bobby Hill story.
I did. You see, I'm already coming in with the curves, okay? Already coming in with the curves.
Listen, I'm upset. I need to get some Post-its. I want a Post-it on either hand that says gout and perimenopause, and I want to be able to it's fine.
Oh my God, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Yeah, well, next time. It's all right. We're new here.
Okay, here we go. Let me tell you why. Why is there perimenopause? Because estrogen, this is going to be all about estrogen. Estrogen drops, causing collagen loss and nerve sensitivity in foot joints, creating a fake out, big toe flare out without uric acid. So gout is about uric acid. And like when I tell you about gout, like I was like, dang, it's like uric acid forms these crystals, and these crystals are like poking you in your skin. Anyway, I don't want to say too much. Okay, that's one. All right, you ready for the next one?
I'm ready.
This is called toffee or toffee. These are hard, chalky bumps under your skin. Is that gout or is that perimenopause?
I'm going to guess perimenopause.
Unfortunately, that's gout. That's gout. And this is...
How do you spell gout?
Gout is spelled Gout.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So that's actually gout, okay? Because the crystallization of this acid from long-term levels, it makes these hard, chalky bumps under your skin. So thankfully, for my perimenopause queens, you may not have to have any toffee or toffee. But if you got gout, you got it, okay? All right, ready? All right. Here we go. Next one.
I'm 0 for 2.
That's all right.
Thank God this isn't a game show.
Well, it might be, okay? Who knows? Okay, next one. Joint swelling in flares for 3 days, then vanishing.
Gout. Oh, wait.
That's perimenopause.
Son of a bitch. I had Post-its within reach, so I was very excited to surprise you.
I love that you did that. Again, perimenopause because you got estrogen, fluid retention, joint tissue, unpredictable waves. It is the perimenopause. Have you had any joint flare-ups?
Ma'am, my left knee. As you're saying that, I'm like, oh my God. Now, it's also, I do have something called patellofemoral syndrome, which is very common for women, especially very common for women athletes. And that happens, I remember this from when I was a personal trainer, because our femurs come in at an angle. Like with men, it's straight down, but our femurs are angled because of our hips. Mm-hmm. And so it's not uncommon for women's patellas to get off track. But yeah, ever since last summer, I've been getting these knee flare-ups. Okay.
Now, do you know if they last for 3 days and then they vanish, or you've not even tracked it?
Oh, no, I haven't tracked that. And I don't think it's a 3-day thing.
Okay. I've noticed that for me, and it sounds like almost like I have Rice Krispies in my bones. Like I'm walking and it's like snap, crackle, pop. And it's like ankle crack, pop. It's like, or like somebody's trying to, have you ever snapped like one of those, little techno disco like thingy, whatever? It sounds like that. Like somebody went pop, but there's no fun EDM music, nor is there any sort of raving happening in my bones. or
In my
joints?
opinion, there's actually no fun EDM music under the sun, but that's a conversation for another day. I hate that shit with a burning passion, but that's just me.
Diplo or Steve Aoki, if you're listening, to help your
It's just not for me.
perimenopause queens. It's like somebody. I'm laughing because, you know, I went to the Burning Man's, okay?
Girl, that's exactly what I was thinking about. Yes.
I went to the Burning Man's, and it is an EDM music pair. Like, there's nothing else they play. Like, I was like, do we have
That's
any?
what I was going to say. This is why I hate it, because I never went to Burning Man, but I dated a burner person for 3 years and lived in Southern California with all the most annoying Burning Man people in the world. So
Yeah. And I mean, at first, you know, I was like, oh, okay. But then I was like, oh, is there any other music that exists for this community? You know, like, I mean, I don't like country music, but is there country music? Like, even like alternative.
I gotta tell you, I'd rather listen to Taylor Swift, and I don't even know a single one of her songs.
Oh, dear. I don't know. I mean, I saw that poor girl online, and I mean, just the lack of rhythm and the people who are cheering for the lack of rhythm is just the thing that just, I couldn't even listen to the lyrics or the beat. I was like, is there a beat to this? What is she doing? And where's but anyway, I digress.
Oh, wait, I just need to digress one more time. A couple years back, I remember being like, I don't even know a single Taylor Swift song. And my friend I was with was like, yeah, but sure, of course you do. You probably just don't realize. And I'm like, wait, you know what? I know a Taylor Swift song, Party in the USA. And she was like, sorry, girl, that's Miley Cyrus. And I was like, well, I don't know what to tell you.
Oh my God, I love that Party in the USA song.
I actually do fuck with Miley Cyrus, because I remember when she was on The Voice, I was like, okay, Miley. And I love that. Listen, when you're here in September and we go to karaoke, one of my new favorite karaoke jams is Flowers by Miley Cyrus.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Her breakup anthem. It's great.
Oh, okay. I think I like Miley Cyrus now too, because, you know, anybody that can rock a mullet, you know, just as shamelessly as she does, is someone we should celebrate. You know, like she brought it back and was like, nah, I'm rocking this 90s. I mean, it's 80s. It's 80s hair. And I'm just doing this because that's my thing. I love that. I also
honestly respect people who went from being total disaster areas to actually growing and maturing, owning up to their shit, and honestly just like evolving. Good for you, girl. Well done. Well done, Miley.
Hannah. Well done, Hannah Montana.
Yeah, that's right. Were you a Disney Channel kid?
No, because by the time people were doing the Disney Channel stuff, like I was probably
we were too old for that, right?
Yeah, like the children the other day were like, "Don't you know about Phineas and Ferb?" I was like, "No, I'm 42 years old, young people. Like I know I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know anything about this
and
Phineas
even like
and Ferb.
whatever Ariana Grande, Zendaya, like I think that's like younger millennial and Gen Z stuff, right?
Yeah, I don't know anything about that. I watch Recess, but that's a whole nother thing.
I don't know what that is. All right, we digress.
Great show. Okay, here we go. Ready for the next one?
Yeah.
This is a fun one. Burning, fiery sensation on the bottom of the feet. Perimenopause, or is it gout?
Something has to be gout.
That's perimenopause.
Son of a bitch.
I like how it's like something has to be gout. Again, this queen estrogen, when she drops, she alters the peripheral nerve endings and thin pad cushioning on soles. So get ready so one day I was walking, right? And I was like, oh, maybe my feet, you know, I live in Houston, right? It's very hot in Texas. I did walk outside to retrieve something with no shoes on. So I was like, oh, clearly I burned the bottoms of my feet, right? That was my logic. I'm walking around the house and I was like, why does it feel like I'm doing some sort of ceremonial cold walk? That's what this is. Why does it feel like I'm
at a Tony Robbins UPW event? You never went to that, did you?
I did not.
Oh, girl. I went to one of those back when I was spending way too much time with white people.
Run across the goals. Share your affirmations.
Oh my God. It was actually pretty amazing though. I didn't feel a damn thing. I walked on the coals and I really didn't feel a thing.
So were they real or was it just some kind of like
No, they were real, but they really spend an entire day, like an 8-hour day, hyping you up and getting you in a state to like really focus. Like it's really like the ultimate mind over matter experience.
Wow.
And you say, the thing that you say while you're walking on the coals is
Mm-hmm.
cool moss.
Oh.
And
Okay.
I remember that was in 2012. And then I remember in 2013, I was in Costa Rica on a trip with my boyfriend at the time and two of our friends. And we were surfing on the beach where we were staying by. And I was walking on the sand and it was super, super hot. And I had my surfboard over my head and I'm going, cool moss, cool moss, cool moss, hoping to invoke the Tony Robbins. Didn't work though. My feet were hot as hell.
Oh, geez.
Well, because I hadn't spent 8 hours hyping myself up.
You were in an 8-hour trance. Yeah.
I was not. All right,
maybe if you had a little EDM music, you would have been ready to rip. That could have been it.
Been ready to rip my eardrums out.
Yeah, a little Marvin Van Buren or whatever his name is, Marty Van Buren, whatever it is, Van Buren. Okay. Anyway, all right, you ready for the next one? Okay, I've had this one. I've just ruined it. I've told you the answer. Frozen shoulder.
Oh yeah, I do know that's perimenopause.
Ding, 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 ding. Have you had this happen to you?
No, and I'm really hoping I don't. I remember the first time I encountered a frozen shoulder was back in the day when I was a personal trainer. And I had to like look in, research, see what I could have this client do with her frozen shoulder. And I was like, ew, fuck this.
So listen, one day I wakes up, okay? And I'm thinking, oh, maybe I slept on my shoulder wrong.
Yeah.
But then I'm trying to lift up my arm and I can only lift it up to a certain point. And then how
long did that last? Did you have to do anything for it, or it just goes away when it goes away?
Well, naturally, I thought I was having a stroke. Okay, so you know me, right? I mean, like, this I can only do this, and then I'm like, oh my god, this side of my face, it's starting to droop. Was it? Probably not. I was like, I got to go get this checked out. So they're not like, I couldn't do anything here. I go to the urgent care because this is super sharp pain, and they're like, oh, this is just frozen shoulder. It'll just go away on its own, kind of thing. But we'll give you some nerve something and something else, and it went away like within 2 days.
So is that what causes the frozen shoulder? How does estrogen cause the frozen shoulder?
The estrogen keeps the joint capsules elastic. The drops in it cause the shoulder capsule to thicken and tighten.
Man, all right. Good to know.
Sudden intense joint pain at 2 a.m. Is it the gout or is it the perimenopause?
Perimenopause.
It's the gout.
Well, listen. Good thing there's no prizes at the end of this game because I stink at it, but I'm learning so much.
Listen, because, your body temperature drops at night according to these folks. But I'm like, but hold on, friends. That might be true, but what happens with these night sweats? But anyway, the uric acid crystallizes faster, and then you can wake up at 2 a.m. with the sudden intense joint pains. But perhaps the benefit of the perimenopause is at 3 a.m. when the coven rises. Maybe it's something. Maybe the steam is rising up for the coven to come together. Whenever we're rising up at 3 a.m., it probably starts to build. Maybe at 2 a.m., 2:30, and we don't have that because we're all awake at 3 o'clock. Yeah, we're all. The steam's like, told you, it's time. Get up, hoes.
I'm not awake at 3 a.m. I told you why, right? I'm in my weed era. I've never really been a weed person. I had a clip during the pandemic when I was just bored and I was like, what else is going on out here? And I was in the Bay Area and I'm like, all right, well, people are still in jail for weed crimes, but this weed store greets me with an Apple, like an iPad. So let me go see what's going on over here. So I did have a little moment of being in a weed era during the pandemic, but no, back around last November, I was just like not sleeping. And I was like, I'm not doing this. So I started taking some weed gummies specifically for sleep, changed my life. But then a couple months later, because I have some other stuff, my liver, because my gallbladder coming out and blah, 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 blah. So I keep an eye on my liver enzymes. And also everyone on both sides of my family is diabetic. So I keep an eye on my sugar. And there were some extra supplements in the weed gummies that were contraindicated for my little liver.
Dang.
But I've found a couple of different tinctures and a different vape. But also I learned that the indica, which is a strain I don't know if you've had a weed era. I don't think you have. Have you?
Mm-mm.
Not really. I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
You've never really been a substance person. You're never a big drinker either, right?
I drank really heavily from my 20s to my 30s, and I stopped because I was worried about my liver.
Yeah. 20s, girl. It was a night. Well, actually, when I met you, I was probably wasted.
Same.
But and then, come to realize, a couple decades later, you realize you're neurodivergent and you're like, oh, I was drinking because I didn't want to be there or around any of those people. It was literally social lubricant. But I'm sleeping through the 3 a.m. now, and it is glorious.
Wow. That's it.
Yeah, most nights. I don't take it every single night, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So anyway, the coven's rising up. All right, what's next?
Okay, next up. This is going to sound like I'm saying fornication, but I'm not. Formication, which is the feeling of bugs crawling under the skin. Perimenopause, or is it gout?
I don't know. Perimenopause?
That is correct.
Finally.
Okay, again, the neurological symptom. So listen, this hormone thing is really serious. I think once we figure this hormone thing out, once I started doing all this research and stuff, like if we can get this hormone thing right, which is why they try to put everybody on HRT, the hormone stuff, this estrogen really causes a lot of challenges. So the fluctuating hormones causes a neurological symptom, which confuses the skin nerves and makes you think stuff is crawling under your skin. So people talk about like, oh, I feel like I'm itching a lot, or I'm feeling itchy, and it's that and that's called formication.
Formication,
not fornication.
Okay.
Which could be a which would be a fun activity.
Confused with my favorite pastime.
And also, if you're feeling bugs crawling under your skin or on your skin after fornication, you might want to go get checked out.
Listen,
PSA.
Please, run. Don't walk.
PSA.
Run.
PSA. Yes. That's another thing. We'll talk about, we're not going to have it. Is it a STD or perimenopause? But that might be a STI or STD. Okay. All right. Here's our last one. Okay. I feel like you're going to get this one in spades. Ready? Brain fog and memory slips. Is it perimenopause? Is it there we go. A round of applause.
That one's definitely a perimenopause.
Oh my gosh.
And that I believe that aspect of perimenopause is the great detonator of all undiagnosed neurodivergence.
Absolutely.
It's like, thanks for letting me know. Like,
my favorite. Go ahead. Oh, I was gonna say my favorite brain fog, memory and memory slip, both things. I'm walking and talking to like a person that I know very well, like a very, very good friend. And he's sharing with me different things and all this, and I'm listening and all that. And so then I'm like, oh, I wanted to respond to something that he said, and I forgot what I wanted to say. And then I also was going to ask him to repeat something, but then I forgot his name. So I was like, you. And he was like, huh? And I was like, and he says his name. He's like, and I was like, oh yeah, that's your name. He was like, are you okay? Again, I thought I was stroking out, but no, perimenopause.
You're like, no, it's just perimenopause, everybody. Lucky us. And you know what's crazy? So you might know this. I didn't know this till just recently. Alicia told me. Menopause itself is like a moment or like a day. So our whole lives, everything that's been referred to as menopause is actually perimenopause.
Really?
Yes. Menopause is like the specific moment. And I think it's the moment, I think that's exactly 1 year from your last period.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. We'll check that for next time.
Okay.
But like, because that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So everything leading up to that moment is perimenopause. And everything after that moment, you're postmenopausal.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they had us sitting here talking about menopause, as if it's this whole like 55-year period.
Right. Well, because as we all know, women's health on every level, to call it understudied is an understatement.
It is the most heavily invested and heavily researched science available. We have all the answers and all the clues. Because every book now is about perimenopause. Like when I tell you, when I'm flipping everywhere, people are talking about perimenopause, which I appreciate, because if I think about it, right, like thinking about my mom growing up, you know, like I remember one time something happened and she like burst out crying. And I was like, my mom's not, I mean, she's in touch with her emotions, but she's not a person who typically would just kind of cry at the drop of a hat. It was something easy. It was like something spilled on the floor. She was like, no, I was like, what in the hell is going on? Perimenopause.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been asking my mom,
perimenopause.
as things have been happening, I'm like, did you experience this? She was like, yeah. Oh, do you get the ear itching?
Yes.
I'm going to tell you something. You know what I keep around for the ear itching?
I have just Q-tips.
Bobby pin.
Oh. I like to lean it. I like to lean it with the reveal. Bobby pin. I was like, do I need a prescription? No, Bobby pin.
This might be really gross, but like the round edge
of the
bobby pin.
Scoop.
Because what's happening with the ear itching, again, the collagen, right, is the inside of the ear is becoming drier. That's why it's itching, right? Like all the skin, right? We're like amping up our moisturization. But the ears, I asked my mom and she's like, oh, I just put a Q-tip with hydrogen peroxide and rolled it around in my ear. And I'm like, oh, all right, we got to start doing that. But I've been, and again, this might be very gross. I've been like scraping out the dry skin with the end of the bobby pin. It's very satisfying.
That sounds like a very fun activity.
It really is, girl. And
yeah,
I know part of this is like a neurodivergent stim.
Right.
You
see, I was like, that sounds like a fun activity. I mean, it's kind of like me and some of the pimple popping videos, but
girl,
that's another story.
I was going to say, it's like pimple popping. It's exactly like that.
Like a nice blackhead.
Obviously, you're going to catch some wax in there, too.
That's
it's
right.
gross.
Very satisfying.
But whatevs. Very satisfying.
Gross or satisfying afternoon activity? Methinks the latter. Methinks the latter.
That's actually what made me realize when I was like, I don't think I'm in perimenopause yet. And then someone says something about the ear itching. I'm like, my ears have been itching for like 2 years.
Well, and so I got this frozen shoulder thing, right? Because I didn't think I was in the perimenopause. But like so I thought it was like, oh, I was doing more yoga. I was thinking maybe I was rotating my arm around a little bit more. Perhaps I did something where I was lifting weights and I kind of cinched something. No, they were like, oh no, frozen shoulder. And my mom's like, I've had frozen shoulder since I was like 5 years old. I was like, wait a minute. But no, literally, she was like, I've had frozen shoulder for like a year. And I was like, oh my gosh. She's like, yeah, it's the estrogen. It's the perimenopause or the menopause or whatever else, you know, postmenopause or whatever.
Well, I'll look up that detail for next time. All right. What else? Was there any other, is that our segment for the day? Do we want to talk about anything else?
Well, I have one more for you that I realized I skipped. Thank you, perimenopause. Are you ready?
Okay, wait,
did you get rid of your... Okay, you still have them?
Let me grab my Post-its. They're right
here.
Okay. Go ahead.
I think you're going to get this one right, too. So that'll finish us off on a high note.
Thank you for your faith in me.
I believe in you. Okay, here we go. Red, shiny, extremely swollen ankle. Is it the gout or is it the perimenopause? That's right. It is the gout.
Okay. She got 2, everybody. She got 2.
I'm very excited for
you. I'll tell you, when I went to Madrid in May for Bad Bunny, the way my ankles swelled up on that plane. Oh. And then it was a heat wave there. It was like 90 some odd degrees and we were doing a ton of walking. I was like, am I ever going to see my ankles again? I don't know if that had anything to do with perimenopause, but I had never had that experience. Like I've had my ankles swell on planes before, but not like that.
Jeez. Did you have a lot of salt?
Yeah, that was part of it, right? And when you're in Spain, what are you eating all day, every day?
Delicious.
Olives, like so much sodium. Much sodium.
Delicious. Delicious.
And I don't drink much, but if I'm in Spain, I'm having a glass of wine.
Absolutely. A glass of nice red wine. You must.
You must. And all the cheese. That's the other. The cheese. Oh, so good.
And like, it's good cheese. Good. It's like real. It's like not all that pumped up with all the other stuff. I mean, it's coming straight out of that cow. A block of cheese comes right out of the cow when they milk it. It's incredible.
I think my favorite, which is the manchego, is I think that's sheep.
I don't know what it is, but it's delicious. The nectar of the gods. The nectar of the gods.
Some being not from this dimension came 100%. And blessed us with manchego. the manchego angels came and they were like, let me just sprinkle a little angel dust.
That's right. I feel like they get together at 3 a.m. during the coven time, and that's when they get that's how we got the manchego cheese.
They were like, what would these perimenopausal women love?
The manchego. Maybe this little episode should be dedicated to manchego cheese.
Let's do it. Sponsored by the letter M.
That's exactly right.
For
Here's my final.
Manchego.
Here's my final study about the gout, because I feel like this part is important. Because I was like, okay, why would I come? Is there a gout and perimenopause connection, or was I just being comical? And there actually is, scientifically. Yes. Okay, here it is. It's all again about, people thought, right? They thought that it was just like a kind of like a man's disease, of old man's disease of eating too much steak and drinking beer. Okay, but it's not. It really is about the estrogen. And the estrogen is a superpower, what they say, for our kidneys. And the estrogen is like the drain cleaner, right? And so when it's not, it helps your body flush out the uric acid. So when the estrogen drops, what can happen is the kidney drainage could slow down, and then that could build up the uric acid. So it really is important for women to kind of take notice of that, or excuse me, not women, folks who are experiencing perimenopause, right? So we got to be very expansive in that thinking. Folks who are experiencing perimenopause to kind of watch this, because it could be a genetic thing, it could be kidney filtration, but you could be experiencing some of these symptoms and not know. And so now it's good to know, because, right, a lot of this information that we're learning about perimenopause too is helpful, because now if you have the language towards it, if you're going to the doctor or whatever else, you're describing these symptoms, instead of somebody writing you off and being like, oh, it's just perimenopause, or oh, it's just whatever else, you can be like, nah, it's the gout, it's the uric acid, it's the whatever else, right?
Yeah.
So
you know what? This is making me realize, I just gave a quick little Google if uric acid causes kidney stones, because one of my aunts at a certain point just started getting kidney stones more regularly. Perimenopause.
for real?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So another thing to look out to, right? Just to know what's happening. Man. And then of course, again, I want to go to say to, okay, people like, Dex, and I'm going to get the gout. What do I do? I'm going to get the uric acid. What do I do? Okay. So I'm moved to that. Like, I'm always like, what's the solution? Okay. Hydration with electrolytes. Okay. That's important. Targeting anti-inflammatory support. So tart cherry juice, delicious, right? Especially for people who are having a hard time sleeping at night. The tart cherry helps with that. Turmeric, but watch out taking it in the pill form, because some people go ham in the pill and they can have counterindications, like you mentioned. And then also your omega-3s, your fishes, some of your other foods and things like that. Movement is important as well. And then also talking with a physician. Boom.
Listen, I love this, by the way. Boom. Thank you so much for doing all of that research.
Because here's the thing. I was like, what if I'm out here with the gout?
I can't be out here with the gout and not know.
I'm out here like Bobby Hill, thinking because I'm eating organ meat. Maybe I'm avoiding organ meats, because I'm thinking, if I eat organ meats, right? There's people who like liver and all that. If I'm eating a lot of that, intestines, I'm going to get the gout. Not true, friends. I'm drinking too much beer. I'm going to get the gout. It's the estrogen.
Right, well, now we know. Listen, I've never watched an episode of King of Hill in my life, but because I know you like it now, I'm going to check it out.
I'll send you the link to the episode for Bobby Hill getting the gout.
Let me just see that one. I'll watch that one, and then I'll decide.
That episode is probably one of the most hilarious. There's 2 episodes of Bobby Hill that I could watch all day. It's that one, and there's one where he develops allergies, and that one sends me all the way over the edge.
Okay, so you love when Bobby Hill gets sick, is what you're telling me.
I love Bobby Hill, period. And he's at his finest when he gets ill. He is at his finest when he gets ill, because he just comes out with all kind of stuff. So Bobby Hill is just a dream come true. He's one of my favorites.
Amazing.
He's one of my favorites.
I hope you loved our Perinanigans. And if you are on YouTube right now, which is where you are, because it's the only place it's posting, if you want to drop some things in the comments that you would like us to talk about in future volumes of Perinanigans, please do. We love your contributions.
And I would love to hear if anybody's experiencing any of these symptoms and they thought it was perimenopause and it was the gout, or the gout versus the perimenopause, or any of this other stuff. Sound off on what's happening to you. Yeah.
Sound off.
Let us know what's happening in your life, your world, because I tell you, as I'm talking about the perimenopause more and more, the younger ones, the younger queens with a KW, are saying to me, thank you so much for talking about this, because it wasn't talked about enough. And now, I'm knowing what to look out for. I'm knowing what's happening in my life. I know that it's not just me having, episodic kind of things going on. This is health-wise, and I know what to look out for. So seriously, Let us
Yeah.
all together commiserate so that we're not alone
May we all.
in our
May we all.
peritus experiences,
In the fellowship of the Peritus Experientius.
in the fellowship of the Moistradamuses. Because if there's nothing else that we want in this life, it is to be a wonderful Moistradamus.
Listen, all right. Oh man, I was just gonna say something about being wet in all the wrong ways. All right, everybody. That's it for now. Goodbye.